Day 25. The last 24 hours have been the most important 24 hours in my life so far, without doubt, for a number of reasons, and it's been sort of one thing after another that has happened that has changed my perspective on the last 10 years of my life, and actually for the first time I can see a future. I can see myself living a life. I can see that in front of me. I don't see what it is, but I can see that it's there, and that is something that I have never experienced. I can remember being 13 years old and saying I'll be dead by the time I'm 30, not because I was planning on being dead, but just because I couldn't actually see a life in front of me at all. It just wasn't something that was in there. And the fact that I never had that kind of was a twofold problem, because it made time go incredibly slowly, because the concept of a year seemed like a massive amount of time, because there was no longer term vision at all. And the second major problem that happened from there is that I didn't give any sort of thought to having a future, so I didn't care about what that future would be, and therefore would act in ways that wouldn't be beneficial at all. And I'd end up doing things just to take me away from myself and try and distract me and involve myself in something else, which a lot of the time over the last 10 years has been gambling, an excessive amount of money. I mean, I'm talking over the last 5 years, probably 60 grand, if not more, just in those moments of I've been paid and that money, maybe £1,000 in one hit, just disappears because it's something just to take me away from the darkness that I was fighting against in this stupidly long battle. And because the way that my life had developed with the boarding school environment that I was teaching in, and the fact that I didn't need money for anything, I didn't need to pay rent, I didn't need to pay for food, the money that I made only ever got spent on gambling or buying stuff for the kids or alcohol. And because that kind of comes across as generosity and caring, the character that I became in that environment was a very positive, happy, mood-lifting and caring person. And I'd be surrounded by that during the day. I get back to my flat in the evening, where I'm essentially just living in solitude by myself, and my mental state is telling me that I'm none of those things. Trying to live with myself when I was in that state was almost impossible, and then I'd end up hitting a bottle of vodka until the pain went away. And then I get up the next day and do it all over again. And that would be my daily battle of getting through life, of that time in the day, that time in the evening, with no long-term objective at all. And the people in that environment knew that. And I'd sometimes be working 7-8 weeks in a row without a single day off, emotionally exhausted, with no sight of anything other than what was directly in front of me. And there were times when I was in desperate need of help and was calling out for help, and it wasn't given. And I think that lack of strength and leadership from other people is what is kind of driving me at the moment to be so open about all of this, because I'm so passionate about it. And last night I had a very positive chat with my parents, which I've not had in several years, and they've helped me plan my finances so that in the next year I can actually sort myself out properly. And strangely, for the first time, a year doesn't feel like a long time, it feels like a reasonably short time. I got to revisit that character that I was with the children that I used to teach when I saw some of them today at different points of the day. And that core of being that I was left with, that I was running on while I was doing that job, after everything else was kind of stripped away, and that was all I was left with, I had nothing else in my life other than that. That was a core of kindness and caring and understanding and wanting to help and inspire. And that is the core of who I am, and I'd never really appreciated that at all until today. And now I've also got the strength to kind of fight against it and don't feel like I'm losing anymore, and can actually start to move forwards with everything. And that's taken the best part of 10 to 15 years of my life to get through that battle, and I wouldn't change any single one of those days at all, because those experiences that led me to become that core of a person, that is somebody who I actually want to be. And a part of that is rewriting the mistakes that I made when I got to this point. A part of it is facing things and moving on, and a part of it is facing the fact that I've done some horrendously stupid things over the years, not blaming it on being ill, and using that experience to drive the difference that I want to make. And I don't think before today I've ever actually experienced passion in my life. It's in exactly the same place as the depression hits me. It's in here. But instead of being debilitating, it's just pushing me. And please, if you've known me for a long time and you're in the mindset of I'm in a really bad place, understand that I'm not. I'm in the best place that I've been in for the last 15 years. But this is now you knowing about the journey that I've been on, and me making sure that everything I lost over that whole fight isn't just wasted. And there's a range of conflicting emotions that have come to light throughout my realizations of stuff today, but the most powerful and overriding one is passion. And that's something I've never had, and I need to start to figure out what adding that passion to the core of who I am is going to bring. So share, subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow.